Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for a little Saturday morning React-TOONS featuring Robotech. And today we're watching episode 57, Daydreamer. We're starting to wind up the Southern Cross arc of this entire thing, my friends, and I'm curious to see if the events of Crisis Point were kind of the climax or the culmination of everything, and if we have some kind of like resolution episodes, or do we have something big on the horizon? I am not sure, but I can't wait to find out with all of you, my friends. Before we get started, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Saturday morning React-TOONS. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes a day early, plus any bonus episodes we come up with. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for some Saturday morning React-TOONS as we watch the 57th episode of Robotech, Daydreamer. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! Fanfare! Oh my god, I need a soundboard. Somebody made a great suggestion. I should just have a soundboard and just fake it. You know, boop, on her. Thank you all, by the way, I don't say this enough. Thank you all both over on Patreon and on YouTube for the fantastic comments and just kind of the consideration that you deploy whenever you're making comments about this. You know, it's really interesting. I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about different, it looks like anyway, different segments of Robotech. You know, I think, again, and I might be completely wrong in this, a lot of people seem to favor the Macross, probably because it was like their first taste of Robotech. But you know what? I haven't run across one, knock on wood, haven't run across one person that after I make a comment about enjoying, you know, Southern Cross, maybe a little bit more than Macross, nobody has come out finger pointing or like, you know, pitchforks and burning torches like, you're wrong, you suck, you know. No, I'll get it now, but I tell you what, I appreciate that. And that speaks highly of the intelligence of a community. And Robotech is by far one of the most well-versed and knowledgeable communities I've hit. So many of you have read like all the books, seen all the things. You know, tip of the cap, my friends. Let's see how this ends.
Under the direction of General Emerson, the 15th Squad makes its way back to the command center of Earth's cosmic fleet.
Emerson crushed this shit.
And now, as the survivors make their way back, the main fleet is ordered to retreat and regroup.
Blast him! I question General Emerson's level of commitment. I can't believe he's ordering a withdrawal after only crippling one of the enemy's ships.
This guy, this is your greatest victory you've had.
She may be all right now, but just wait till the GMP gets her. Remember what they did to ZOR with all those blood tests and probes and...
Well, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, and just what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure, but Musica's responsible for saving our lives, and I'm not gonna let the GMP get their greedy hands on her.
I love it, Dana.
I suspect the GMP is gonna have a field day with him.
Do you really think they'll believe that all of his actions were controlled by the Robotech masters?
If you all stand up for him, yeah. I love those shuttles with the multiple stations. Really cool shit.
I hope the GMP will bear in mind that it's because of ZOR that we made it back in one piece.
Oh, looks like somebody wasn't so lucky. Then what the devil's he doing on a stretcher?
Nova, it's...
I don't know.
What's going on here, Corporal?
Why, Lieutenant Satori, what a pleasure it is to...
Louis.
Really, Nova, it's no big deal. We can take care of him ourselves.
Is there any particular reason why this troop...
Particular.
Well, all right, Nova, you win. I only hope you try to understand. Huh?
Private Phillips, what are you doing?
They put Musica in the other one.
All right, something funny's going on around here.
What's so funny about a wound?
In the other armor.
Oh, brother, will you just pick him up and get him out of here?
You bet right away. Well, you heard her, boy.
Nice job, Dana. Nice job, boys.
Hey, Private Doppler, pick up the slack and carry your load. We've got a representative of the GMP here. What are you trying to do?
Private Doppler. Love that. Good shit.
You're safe now, Musica.
Yeah, thanks to Sean and those amateur theatrics of his.
Inspired improvisation, if I do say so myself.
Hell of a good job, everybody. The 15th. So cool.
Who's Dana hiding? One of the enemy? No, not even Dana's capable of that. Or is she?
Oh, for God's sakes.
Oh, but this garment exposes my legs.
With legs like yours, I wouldn't let it bother me. Come on, take a peek in the mirror.
This garment exposes my legs.
Bowie, get in here right now.
Ma'am?
Come in here and give us your honest evaluation.
Bowie's already in love.
Thank you, Bowie. But what would my sisters think if they could see it?
I don't know, they blew up. They don't think of anything. Unless they're still alive. It kind of made it sound like they were alive in the beginning of this.
He's got a clean bill of health and they're gonna let him out.
Oh, Angelo, that's fabulous. I think we should throw some kind of a party tonight for him and Musica.
I don't know.
They're going to arrest him.
At 8 o'clock sharp, and I'll even treat you, you big gorilla.
Hey, ma'am, wait a minute.
I drink a lot. Are you sure about this?
The mission of Musica has not been forgotten by the Robotech masters, nor will it go unpunished.
Okay, so they are alive.
Excuse me, what have they done with our instruments?
The muses. Cool.
But I don't believe you'll be needing your instruments where you're going.
Oh.
Well, these two, they didn't even do anything.
The muses, they're expected in detention block 5.
I hate that voice affect. Ugh. My least favorite thing about Southern Cross.
Make yourselves comfortable.
Oh.
Are these the people waiting to be wiped? Or, like, recloned or whatever?
It's because Musica abandoned us and betrayed her own people. They can't understand that.
This is the Octavia villain origin story.
Erratic behavior such as Musica's will become increasingly common.
Yes, my lord, the two causes being the decrease in our supply of protoculture and the increase in our contacts with the humans.
I love it. The same thing that happened to the Zentradi.
If you will view the monitor, my lords, I am summoning an image of our proto-production farm.
That was great animation with the hands.
The protoculture thus infected is no longer of any use.
Wow.
That is true, and we know that wherever the invid flower of life is found, the invid themselves cannot be far behind.
So potentially no more protoculture.
You got it.
Let's get Musica up there. I actually really like the character of Musica. I really do not like Nova. Important character, not a personal favorite. She's like the vice principal in Ferris Bueller. Like, you don't really need to be doing all this. You're going above and beyond to be a prick.
I don't believe that we have met. I'm Nova Satori of the GMP.
Hi, Nova.
Huh?
Encore!
Yeah, keep playing, Bowie. Loud. Play loud so we can't hear Nova. It's so cool. We start playing Piano Man.
We would show them music.
We would tear this place apart.
Bowie! I must go to Bowie. I betrayed them.
I think it's interesting, too, that a musician like Musica was so closely affected with the emotion.
Sit down, ZOR, and shut up.
There can be no forgiveness for he who betrays the people that trust him. You and I are beyond forgiveness.
Hey, calm down, ZOR. What?
Musica hasn't betrayed anybody.
Nova, I'm sorry, but if you'll excuse us, we have to get her back to the barracks.
The barracks? You should.
I think it's just subspace shuttle lag. Everybody's a little tired. Excuse me, ma'am.
Nice job, Louie.
Who do these people think they're dealing with? Some kind of dummy?
I don't know. You're the one that let ZOR have important information, lest we forget that Nova was the one providing that to the Masters.
You crazy fool!
Will you please leave me alone?
I don't like the sound of that.
Let's check it out.
Angie v. ZOR? I'd love to see it.
You'd probably be dead now. Did that occur to you?
I'm aware of that. In fact, that's exactly my point.
What?
You'd rather be dead?
A golden opportunity for you to display those wonderful emotions of yours, weeping for a fallen comrade and all that.
Why, you shut your mouth!
Oh! I thought it was just a threat. Angie said, hell no, I'm throwing the punch.
Listen here, plenty of our best guys have gone out on missions and never come back during this war. And I won't have any ungrateful little skunks like you making fun of those men.
He's right.
Anyway, you had no control over anything. Now it's time for us to begin again.
To begin what? Tell me, Dana, what is there left for me?
Redemption.
I'm tired of it.
Huh? Hey, wait a minute.
Will you just leave me alone? It's my problem.
Well.
And after everything all of you have done for me, oh, Bowie, why am I so unhappy?
Because you're experiencing emotions for the first time?
Is that your people and mine are at war, Musica? But that doesn't matter, because you and I will be different, because we'll be an island of peace in the middle of an ocean of hatred and misery.
Yep. I like that.
Her name's Musica. You'll find her at the barracks of the 15th Squadron.
ZOR, you prick!
Hey now, hold on just a second there. Who is this anyway?
Can't you guess?
It's ZOR.
This is ZOR.
ZOR, what the?
No, but you don't want to be pulling on this thread. It's going to all lead back to you.
Anybody know where Musica is?
Out with her, Don Juan. Where else?
Don Juan.
Don, where else? Out with her, Don Juan. Where else?
Interesting use of echo there. It's kind of cool. Oh, for fuck's sake, Nova. Is that her singing? Or are we just hearing music? Or musica? I'll see myself out. I mean, Nova is the one, right, that shared the files of the secret missions and stuff that, like, gave him to ZOR to, you know, jog his memory.
Excuse me for barging in, but Musica, in your song, you said something about the flower of life. Was that it?
Yes, that's right.
Awesome.
But do you really think there's any connection?
Yep. Don't ask me why, but I'm positive.
I suppose it could be.
Music is pretty tall.
I hope for your sake there are none of them here. The flowers of life are very often accompanied by great evil.
Now, I know Bowie and Dana are a bit shorter, but...
It's Nova. She's right outside. And she wants to see you.
Oh, she does. All right.
Dana, this is above your pay grade.
I'm afraid the party's over. I've been informed that you have an uninvited guest here.
We do?
Tell me, does the name Musica happen to mean anything to you?
Does the term traitor mean anything to you?
You can stop playing the fool. One of your own troopers told me. In fact, it was ZOR.
What? ZOR?
What? Huh?
The game's up, Dana. Turn her over to me. And you better make it fast, or I'll have the whole 15th Squadron arrested.
Go for it. Launch an investigation and we'll see who the traitor is.
Your personal feelings are clouding your judgment, Dana.
Huh? You know, you disappoint me.
Yeah.
That you're blinded to what's really going on. The so-called enemy agent should be given a medal, not dragged away for interrogation. It just so happens that Bowie and Musica love each other. You got that? But I can't expect a little thing like that to make any difference to you. It's killing the enemy, not falling in love with him, that counts.
There we go, Dana. Talk that shit, Dana. Talk that shit.
I don't know what your game is, ZOR, but thanks a lot.
Take off that fucking uniform.
Okay, open it.
Huh?
Yeah, surprise, motherfucker, they're gone.
Where do you think they might have gone?
I have no idea.
ZOR's behavior is very puzzling.
Not to me, it ain't. The guy's a rat.
Angie, I'm with you, buddy.
Are you all right? Come on. Hurry.
They're never gonna get away. And where are you gonna go? You know? I'm assuming Bowie could be considered AWOL. Emerson's losing his clout because Leonard's the prick of the highest order. Oh my God. They are heading towards the SDF-1. Get the absolute F out of here. Oh my God. All right, everybody. We just got done watching Robotech, episode 57, Daydreamer. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody. We just got done watching the 57th episode of Robotech, Daydreamer. Okay, a couple thoughts. A couple things that I need to make sure that I've got clear in my own head before I absolutely go hog wild. Nova realized at one point, because ZOR was potentially a counter agent or a spy inside the defense force, when she had presented basically the battle plans to help jog his memory or whatever the F it was, that she had that file, like several files, I think it was. I mean, she's the one that obviously his observations and being in rooms where these things were being discussed were a large portion of the spy material, but she was willingly giving him like battle plans and troop deployments, right? I mean, I want to make sure I'm not completely wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure at one point, didn't Nova say, oh my God, I've been showing him this shit, right? Right? Okay, so it's classic deflection. When you've done something wrong, it's like, if I can make it look like somebody else has done something worse, whatever I did probably won't come to light if I'm the one that's supposed to be unearthing these things. Oh boy. So okay, so interesting. ZOR turns out to be a world-class prick, at least in this instance. And again, I don't know what they're trying to do with ZOR. I don't know. ZOR has always been very confounding or confusing to me because, you have somebody. I like the idea of the struggling with the identity. That was a really cool thing. I didn't really fully understand like the level or his involvement in the spying. I always just assumed that the masters were piggybacking off of his like carrier waves, like his being able to see and hear. They could see and hear what he did, and he had no real clue that he was doing any of that. So I kind of gave him a pass, right? I mean, that's he. I mean, he kind of came to a realization whenever they were going on that final fight, and just moments before that, he kind of got an idea of what was actually going on. But for the most part of his time with the 15th, he didn't realize what he was doing. And that's the other thing. Nova realized and was very, very willing to, give the sensitive information out, unless I completely missed something, which happens a bit in Robotech when they kind of change things on the fly or kind of massage things that we might have already seen. So help me out if I'm on the wrong track, everybody. And I'll just don't listen to anything else. If I'm wrong, the rest of this is going to not be right. Okay, so Angie has always been Angie has always been a team anti-Zor. He has always thought that the guy was rotten. He is absolutely 100% at this point. Angelo is 100% right. I love that idea that he has been right the entire time. He has basically he's been chastised by Dana. He's been bullied, not bullied, but he's been kind of like, put in his place by the rest of the other 15th, like, Zor's our friend now, and all that shit. I like that there's vindication for Angie. Angie's the old guy. I see a lot of myself in Angie, and I love the idea that he gets a little bit of vindication because he's hands down one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in this arc. He has been absolutely fantastic. His growth and his entire spin and story has been a thing, just a chef's kiss, just really great, where he starts off as this non-com who was, the friend of Sean, who was in charge at one point. Now he's got to listen to Dana, who's way younger than him, and he's got to kind of like babysit everybody at the same time while keeping like the decorum of the 15th, at least up to military standards. But my man, whenever he started to like really kind of fold in with the 15th and, really feel that camaraderie, engaged in the heist to get Dana in front of Zor in the hospital, I took out that entire security guard personnel. I love Angelo. And, I argue this. I mean, there are several, in the entirety of Robotech, there are several very, very cool characters. Max immediately pops into my mind. We've had just Miria, just a really, like, from the back, Glowvol and the Bridge Bunnies, which I don't call them that, but the Bridge Crew. I just love those characters so much. Lisa, just, she was my favorite in the early arc. Angelo kind of falls into that. I think I have a type, everybody. When it comes to Robotech, everyone, I am pretty sure I've got a type. And my type is military hard ass that softens at one point, but not really. If you're looking at Lisa and Angelo, it's pretty much that, right? But see, at the same time, I've really enjoyed Dana's character in Southern Cross. I think she's been exceptional. Emerson has been great. To be very fair, Leonard has been fantastic for what he is. He has been an incredible narrative catalyst for a lot of this shit that's been going on. And I haven't enjoyed his character because you're not supposed to. The writers did their job. He's a huge prick. But at the same time, he's a vital prick. He is absolutely integral to everything that's going on here. And you got to appreciate that at the very least. Love Louie, love Bowie. I think the Muses, all three of them, are incredibly important characters because as weird as this sounds, I always like to see, some of the best, in my opinion, some of the best things to come out of war, as crazy as this sounds, are the creative pursuits of people that interpret the war after the fact, whether they be poets or filmmakers or novelists like Ernest Hemingway, who show us these things that happened into the war in such an artistic and poetic way that the horrors of the war are not lost, but at the same time, it captures a poignancy that maybe just reading like a detailed brief of a battle wouldn't carry, adding that artistic expression, seeing it through the eyes of the artist, these conflicts, these battles, these wars, death, and the horrors that accompany all of this stuff. I always find that it's very profound when artists are able to successfully describe these things. And I think that's kind of like why I like the Muses so much, because especially Musica at this point, because she's like experiencing emotion for the first time. She's questioning everything. She sees the horrors of war. She knows, she's constantly kind of championing, we can't do that. My sisters, the other people, there's, letting people know, no, we can't do this. I got to get to Bowie, because she just feels these things that she doesn't have any idea how to interpret. And I would love to, that song that kind of spun, I'm assuming that was her singing it, that song that just appeared, that seemed to be just kind of like, that is the only way she could manifest a bit of control, was to create something. And I love that, because we get this kind of like haunting quality. Yeah, she was singing it, because Dana said, oh, wait a minute, Flower of Life, what was that? So, you again, a narrative use of her abilities while singing that song, it promotes and establishes an advancement of the story. Really, really cool stuff, everybody. I mean, in my opinion, Southern Cross has got it all. I have just been incredibly impressed with this arc. I'll end with this. I had a lot of confusion at the end of Crisis Point, because I thought that the main capital ship blew up, taking all of the masters, like the triumvirates, and all the civilians I thought died too. I thought the other two muses had died as well. I'm not really sure what to make of that, because we saw something blow up, but apparently, he said then Leonard said, I can't believe he would pull back when he had one ship crippled. So I guess it didn't blow up. I guess it was still just kind of like rendered inert or whatever. So that was my bad, everybody. I thought that, there had been a kind of like a culminating battle where the main craft had gone down. That is incorrect. But at the same time, I think it sets up, I'm assuming, what's either going to be some type of final confrontation with the protoculture that the masters have, either unusable or infected by the Flower of Life. It becomes paramount for the capture of the remaining protoculture generator inside the SDF-1, or protoculture producer, or whatever they call it. And so, in getting that and making preparations for the Invid, we are going to have some type of, I guess, some final conflict, whether it be, I don't know. I can't see anything peacefully now, because the masters are just kind of hell-bent on getting this, and, fuck the Micronians. It's not they're not really concerned with any type of negotiation. They want that, they're going to get it. But my point with all of this is it's too late. Is it too late? Because with the loss of the roboculture potentially for humanity and for the masters, is there even going to be the ability to create the mechs or the technology needed to fight the Invid? I mean, obviously there has to be, because we have a third arc coming up, a third act. But I'm going to be very interested to see how they kind of carry over this sort of devastating development here at the end of Act 2 into Act 3. It's going to be something else. And again, a tip of the cap to Carl Masick and all the creatives over there to be able to weave these stories together. I'm assuming they're going to do just as good a job, or just as well a job as they did, from going from Macross into Southern Cross. We'll have to see though, friends. But that homesick feeling that I had for Macross going into Southern Cross, imagine that times 15 for this one. I am kind of dreading saying goodbye to the 15th, but open mind, open heart, as maybe I will be even more surprised with this third part. And maybe nothing's off the table. Could it surpass the 15th? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's time for Saturday morning React-Toons. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then, this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? It's a selfish one for me, my friends. And when I saw this scene, I thought, you know what? If she's singing, this is where I want to be. I want to be in Bowie's room or Dana's room or wherever the hell we were in the apartment, and I want to hear her sing. I want to watch Musica sing the entire song. I want to see a creative in the middle of warfare create and spread and share their art with us, so we can see for a moment and a blink through the eyes of Musica as to how she sees all of these developments: emotion, war, the future. Until such time as we can see how this tale ends, my friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.